name is Hare. I've worked for Holbrook Travel for 4 years, starting on my 5th year in 2012. I recently hiked the Inca Trail as a familiarization trip for Road Scholar. We're going to be offering that in 2012. It's a 10-day program. 4 of the days you hike the Inca Trail, and it was an incredible, amazing trip. If you want an exciting trek of a lifetime, trip of a lifetime, the destination couldn't be more exciting, Machu Picchu. This is the trip for you. Just have to make sure you're in good shape. On a given day, you're going to hike about 6 to 7 hours. It depends on your speed and your strength, but the average is about 6 to 7 hours a day. Some might take a little longer than that, but it's 26, a little over 26 miles. But you have to remember it's at elevation too, and a lot of it's going up steep walkways or down, which you have to go slow because the steps are big and they're wide, and you almost, for a lot of the downhill, you have to step sideways. And you're going to want to use the hiking poles they offer. Just use one, save your other hand for your camera, but you definitely want to take one of those hiking poles. The trail itself is amazing. You start the first day. The trail's a bit muddy, but there are a lot of animals around, and there are a lot of houses, little huts and mud brick houses, and some people. After that first day, you start to get into the remote area. From there, you just see several ruin sites a day. It's an amazing trip, and once you get into the cloud forest and you get closer to Machu Picchu, you see orchids, and we saw deer, giant hummingbirds, all kinds of other birds. It was really fantastic. Coming down from the second day, the highest pass, the valley just opens way up, and it's very wide, and you have a mountain on each side, and the path is very wide and very huge steps to walk down. That was really hard, but it was amazing. At the same time, it was kind of misty. You're up in the clouds, and the frogs are just singing because it was still raining. That was an amazing day. We saw deer by the trail. We heard another group, which we couldn't see. The guide was playing a flute. That was pretty magical. That was great. Our guide, Eddie, is a guide that we have used for years. He would give us lectures at each ruins. He would give us lectures at certain points about the history, about the trail, about its construction, about the Inca and the pre-Inca. And he also would coordinate, as well as one of our other managers in the group, with the porters. They carry everything. All you have to carry is your sunscreen and your water. They end up running by you almost on the trail, and when you get to your campsite or your lunch site, but most particularly your campsite, your tent is set up, your dinner tent is set up, you're inside your own tent, your sleeping bag is there, your own duffel is there. And then in the morning, they feed you and everything, and then in the morning they bring you coca tea to wake you up. They then pack up all your stuff and they go off and to the next site. They're amazing. Most of them are from the area and have worked this trail for many years. One of our porters had done the trail. It was his 200th time, so they're very experienced at it, and they were amazing. They're like the backbone. For me, the highlight was getting to the Sun Gate, the Inti Punku, which is the gate that you enter from the last pass before you get into Machu Picchu, and there you can see the complex of Machu Picchu and all its splendor. It was an amazing experience. For me, a religious experience to see it. I never thought I would hike the trail into Machu Picchu. Just to know that you're there in the spot that the Inca built for that particular purpose, to enter this beautiful sanctuary. It was amazing. I remember as we came down, we got to Machu Picchu at 5:30. It was kind of misty, sun was going down, but it was cloudy. We caught the last bus out of there, but as we got out of the park, all of us kind of just looked at each other and hugged each other like, wow, we did it, we made the trail, and it was a great feeling of accomplishment. Really great feeling of accomplishment, because it was tough. It really was. I think my knees were sore for a couple weeks, all the downhill on the second 2 days. Our group was just tired, but with a really good, calm feeling of accomplishment, and just kind of quiet after that, going down the switchbacks on the bus with the rest of the Machu Picchu workers. We were all just smiling quietly at our accomplishment because it just was, it felt so good. I think Machu Picchu would be an excellent visit for any family or any group this year, particularly because it's the 100th anniversary of the discovery by Hiram Bingham of the site. There's all kinds of celebrations going on, but just to be there in that year I think would be very, very important culturally, historically. It's a great location for families and friends.